When I was younger, one of the questions that I used to really struggle with and really, search, spent a lot of time searching for an answer for was how exactly do you become a man? What is it that men do, and what are the values of a man, or, I was always searching for some advice on how is it that I should act so that I could be considered to be like a man as opposed to just a boy. So what I hope to do is just very quickly, I want to give you guys some very, very quick and hopefully short, but hopefully very instructive advice on how to actually become a man as a teenage boy, as a 13, 14, 15, whatever you are, boy, how to grow into a man and how to, what path to take to actually become one. So what I'm going to do for you, okay, is I'm going to list out some different values that you need to essentially intake, you need to come to live by, and then maybe some behaviors that some practical things that you can do that will help you on your journey. The first thing that I'm going to tell you is that masculinity and being a man is not a social construct as people, talk about. It's not just a fairy tale idea, but it's deeply rooted in our masculine biology. It's deeply rooted in your biological nature. It's based in evolution and in your, your more complex biology. So the male species of essentially, most of life forms, the male species have different things which they share in common. And we, as human beings, we have evolved also certain qualities, um, what's the word? Certain inclinations, instincts, behaviors, and so on, which are deeply rooted in your DNA. So, and now on top of this, our ancestors for at least 10,000 years have discussed, and maybe in 7,000 years in written form, have discussed what it means to be a man. They've discussed the subject of masculinity. They've written stories about it. Our oldest heroes are masculine figures like Gilgamesh from the Epic of Gilgamesh and his companion Enkidu, who the two of them they go into the forest to kill the evil monster Humbaba, who is hurting everyone, and they have to go and fight him. So our ancestors have been concerned with this topic, and they've been involved in instructing the youth, the young uh, boys of the tribe, and so on this topic for many, many thousands of years. So it's not like this is something new, and it is the case that there are answers to this question. So to begin with, the first thing that I want to tell you is that if you want to be, if you want to be a man, the bedrock of your masculinity is gonna lie in your virtues and in your ethics. If you want to be a man as opposed to just a male, then you need to become ethical. Okay, you need to become ethical, you need to become principled. Fundamentally, the first ethic, the first virtue that you need to become uh, aligned with, that you need to become a soldier for, you need to become a servant of, if you like, that you need to make as your the top of your pyramid of what you follow in terms of the way that you live your life. The first principle in ethic is the principle of truth. Truth. Truth is the mother of all virtues. Truth is the mother or father of all other virtues. Every other virtue, every other good quality, behavior, idea comes from the fundamental virtue of truth. So you must tell the truth. This is your fundamental number one. Okay, write this down at one. Tell the truth. Now, the inverse of this, as has been mentioned by some other, great philosophers of our time and so on, and throughout time, the inverse of this, which is equivalently important, is do not lie. Do not lie. Okay, make this a rule for your life. Okay, tell the truth and do not lie. Why? When you tell the truth, okay, and when you live by the truth, what this does for you is number one, it sets you in alignment with reality because the truth is just another way of saying what is real, what is reality. It puts you in alignment with reality. And then number two, what it does, and this is what I've found in my own life, so long as you are in alignment with the truth and you don't run away from the truth, this is another important thing, which I'm going to get to when I talk about courage. If you align yourself with the truth and you never move into lying and becoming a liar and so on, deception to try and get things, it doesn't really matter how bad life gets. It doesn't really matter how much pain and struggle you face, which you will face eventually as you get older. It doesn't really matter because you will always be able to uh, handle it. Huh? If you stick to the truth, you will always have a direction to take. You will never find yourself in a situation where there's no direction that you can take. There's no step you can take. There's no um there's no path forward for you to take. When you're committed to the truth, you can always do the thing that you know is correct, even in the worst situation. Even in the most difficult situation, you can always know what the truthful, correct behavior is. And you can ask yourself, what am I doing wrong right now? And you can tell yourself the truth, and then you can fix your behavior. But if you are used to lying, and lying is a habit, okay, and you can see this because children, they don't start out lying, but someone teaches them to lie, and then eventually, if they do it enough, and someone rewards them for their lying with different things, like if they're able to get away with certain behaviors or whatever, then lying becomes a habit for them, and eventually it becomes to dominate them, like a possessive spirit or something. So if you never allow that to happen, and you always stick to the truth, then you will always be able to identify, at least to a large extent, what is it that I'm doing wrong right now, because you're not lying to yourself, and you're always telling yourself the truth. So you'll always be able to see, where am I messing up? Where am I, where am I going wrong? And then you'll be able to fix it. So you'll always have something that you can do to essentially progress towards the better path, basically. The problem with lying, fundamentally, and this is the problem with all evil, as a philosopher said, all evil is based on weakness. I forget which philosopher said that, but it's true. The problem, okay, with lying is that fundamentally you only lie because of fundamentally two things. Okay, all lying is based on two things. Number one, lying fundamentally is based on fear. Okay, and fear is unacceptable for a man. There's no acceptable reason for you to be afraid of anything. Fear is completely unacceptable. Okay, because fear means you're running away from something. And that's not acceptable for you to run away from anything. Okay. And all the different levels of analysis, it's not acceptable for you to run from anything. So lying is fundamentally based on fear. Okay, you're afraid that something's gonna happen. You don't want something to happen. You're not brave enough to face it, which is what we're gonna get to in a second with courage. You're not brave enough to face it, and so you tell a lie. You try to use your words instrumentally. You try to use your words like a get out of jail card, or like a spell to manipulate people. You try to use your words to try and escape like a little rat, or like a scared prey animal. And this is why you tell lies, yeah. This is the fundamental basis of lying is fear, which is makes it aligned with cowardice. It's like rat behavior, which is not acceptable for a man. Makes sense. The other the other foundation of lying is, so if it's not fear, the other foundation of lying is based on uncontrolled or negative desire. In other words, people lie because they want to get something which at this current moment they don't deserve, or at this current moment they haven't done the work, or they haven't took the path to get that thing. For example, someone wants a certain job. They don't have any of the qualifications needed to get that job. They don't have the experience. They don't, and so on. And so rather than go and do the hard work, the honest work, which would actually build them as a person, which would get them these qualifications and experience and all that, which would last a lifetime and which would add to them as a human being, instead they go to the interview or their CV, and they fill it with lies, or they go to the interview and they essentially make things up and they try to trick the person into giving them a job. Yeah. So it's like a again, it's like a rat behavior. Like a rat comes and steals a piece of your food. Like a rat would come into our tribal camp in the tribal times when we were living in the more primitive times, tribal situation. It'd be like a rodent, a little diseased animal, something like a little diseased animal that comes into the camp, tries to steal a piece of food, and then run away with it. Why? Because it's not capable enough to get what it wants in the correct way, the honest way. So so never lie, never align yourself with lying. Do not spend time with liars. If you find that someone is a liar, stay away from them. All And remember, if all evil is based on weakness and lying makes you weak, okay, lying fundamentally makes you weak. You get to the point that you don't know what's the truth and what is a lie. Yeah, you distort your reality so badly that you don't even know. You do trick yourself. Yeah, you become delusional with your own lies. You become a character in a story you can't stop. You put yourself into many negative psychological situations. You make yourself mentally ill to some extent because you're playing with your unconscious mind. You're filling your unconscious mind with things that aren't true, and so you're distorting your entire psychology, and your psyche gets wrecked because you are filling it with things which are not true, and so you're bending it and twisting it in a way which nature and God did not intend it to work. And you're filling it. It's like if you have a car and you fill that car with dirty petrol, like it's petrol but it's corrupted with certain things, eventually the car is gonna break down. Okay, this is what happens when you start to uh, become a liar, basically. No one will trust you. Your word becomes bad. People don't like you. Um, you become like someone that people don't want to hang around. No one will do business with you. Eventually, you self-destruct again and again and again, and so on. Whereas if you're honest, if you keep your word, if your word is your bond, meaning if you say something, you say I'll be there, then it doesn't matter, okay, if you're tired, it doesn't matter if you're this is another thing, you must always keep your word. If you tell someone that you're gonna do something for them, if you tell someone that you're gonna be somewhere, it doesn't matter if you're tired, it doesn't matter if you uh, get sick, it doesn't matter if you haven't slept, okay, it doesn't matter if it's cold outside. Nothing matters. If you've said I'm gonna be there, you be there. Yeah, that's it. It doesn't. It literally. There's no other. There's no other. What's it called? Excuse. You say I'm gonna be there, you be there. And on top of that, when you say you're gonna be there for someone, like an appointment or something, a business meeting or something, be there early. On top of saying that you're gonna be there, if you can be there early, you will stand out. And not only that, you will be acting in a way that shows you care about people's time and you take them seriously. Okay, so that's number one, truth. Truth is king. Truth is the king of all virtues. Truth is the mother of all virtues. So align yourself with truth and you will be blessed. Okay, that's one. Okay, number two, and I could have made this number one, but truth was very important to talk about. Okay, number two is that you must develop courage. Okay, you must develop your courage, your bravery. Courage, write this down. Courage is the masculine virtue. Courage is the primary masculine virtue. What is the difference between a man and a woman? Excuse me. Besides the obvious differences, the fundamental difference between a man and a woman is courage. For women, courage is optional. It's optional, and not just that, it's limited. But for a man, courage is mandatory. Okay, there's no oh, maybe I don't feel like it. Okay. Remember, biologically speaking, our ancestors had to deal with predators, like real predators, lions in the jungle, crocodiles in the water, rival tribes, literally things that were trying to eat the kids, trying to kill the women and eat the kids and kill the men too. So the men of the tribe, the men, your ancestors, my ancestors, they had to be brave. They had to not run from these dangers, hide in a tree or something. They had to face them. They had to face these dangers and conquer them. This is the primary masculine virtue, to see something dangerous, to see something which terrifies you, but to not run away from it, to move towards it, to not run away from it. Um, there's a verse, I don't know if this is a verse, but anyway, there's a saying in Islamic tradition, which is that God hates cowards. God hates the cowards. It's like a sin to run from battle. And it's like a sin to run from battle. So if you find yourself in a situation where there is someone, and I've found myself in this situation many times, you find yourself in a situation where there is someone in a position where they are at risk of great danger. They're dying in some kind of way. They're gonna die soon, and you are there. It is your responsibility to help them. Okay? If you want to be a man, it's your responsibility to help them. You say, ah, but I might die. Then die like a man. Yeah, that's the idea. You say, ah, I'm scared. Yeah, face your fear. That's the idea. Understand? You do this, and you will transition from a boy into a man. And don't get me wrong, it's not easy to do this. It's not easy. You will have deep psychological changes because of this. Okay, you will have a large amount of, or at least some amount of trauma because of this. It's not easy to face the devil or to face a dragon, to face a monster and to defeat the monster. When you do that, still some part of the monster it stays with you. Okay, you will have certain flashbacks. It's hard for me sometimes to, when I wake up in the morning, on some days I have a large amount of anxiety. I have a large amount of almost panic, okay, because of the things that I've been through, the dangers that I've faced, but necessary dangers, never like, never dangers that were sort of my own choosing or causing, but dangers because there was a predator in the camp, or outside the camp. There was a threat to the vulnerable woman or child, and I was there, and it became my responsibility to do something about it. Mm? To embrace my courage and to handle it, to be the hero in the situation, like a man. This is fundamental. Okay, if you do not embrace your courage, if you do not develop your courage, your ability to deal with violence, which means you must learn how to fight. Okay, you must pick up a martial art. You must make your body strong through practices, through going to the gym or practicing a sport. You must do these things if you want to be a man. Okay, because reality is, it's all fun and games and it's all social construct, and let's talk about abstract things, and men can be this and that. It's all fun and games and it's all just philosophy. I wouldn't even call it philosophy because it's very weak. It's all just ideas until something real happens. Okay. And now there's a now there's a man who's acting just violently or aggressively towards the woman sitting next to you. And now you find yourself in a situation where either your courage will come out and you will help her, or your cowardice will come out and you will run away, and you will have that as a scar on you for the rest of your life. So choose, young man, choose which one you want. Do you want to be scarred because you faced the dragon and you killed it like a man? Or do you want to be scarred and you can't look at yourself in the mirror because someone was hurt and you could have helped and you didn't because you were too scared? Which one do you want? You must choose, okay? We're only here today in this safe society and in this very happy time because our ancestors made the choice to go and face the dragon. They didn't run away from it. Understand? Excuse me. And you say, why is courage a masculine virtue? Can't women be brave? Of course they can be brave, of course. But courage is a masculine virtue because women are not the people who are supposed to go and fight the monster. They're not built for that. They are the people who are supposed to carry the life. They are the gateway to life. They are the gateway to the next generation. They are the mothers of all generations of human beings. That's their elevated position. It's our job to fight the monsters that want to kill the next generation. Understand? We have yin and yang. We have a beautiful balance. So don't run from your responsibility and try to mask it in your rationalizations, because you've been blessed with some intelligence, but don't try to. I find often people that are the most cowardly are often the most intelligent. Why? Because they use their intelligence to rationalize their cowardice. Okay, but when reality hits, you see them crying like children, looking for help, as opposed to standing strong like men. And that's not something that you want to do. It's hard to sleep like that. Understand? So, truth, courage, and number three, and this will be the last thing that I tell you. Okay, beyond, go and do something useful. Ask yourself, how can you be? Okay, I'll give you two more. The next fundamental virtue, which I want you to embrace, okay, is going to be love. Love. So you have truth, you have courage, tell the truth, don't lie, be completely aligned with reality, honesty. Don't be a coward. That's number two. Be brave, be strong, learn how to deal with violence, be able to make yourself dangerous, but only use this danger against the people that want to hurt other people, to stop them in defense, like a warrior with a shield. Okay. The third virtue which I want you to embrace and to think about is the virtue of love. Love. And when I say love, I don't mean like romantic love, like falling in love with some girl. What I mean is love as in the deep divine love, which is the deep desire and positive intention towards all people and all things. This is love, like the way that God, you could say, what is divine love, what is heavenly love? It is the complete love of everything, yeah, in every way. To have this positive regard, intention, intent that you want to do good for other people, you want to do good for yourself, for your family, for your friends. You want to be a positive force in the world. You want to move with love and not hatred. This is extremely important, okay? Because if you only have truth and you only have courage, these two together, you can become still dangerous and you can become eventually a monster. Huh? If you don't balance the trauma which you're going to get from being brave, the necessary trauma which you get from being brave and from telling the truth or not lying, facing reality is difficult. Okay, knowledge has a price. Wisdom has a price. In the myths, we learn that Odin, the god in Norse mythology, he lost an eye because he sought wisdom. So when he got wisdom, he had to trade his eye for it, which is why in the Marvel films he's half blind. Okay, wisdom has a heavy cost. Knowledge has a heavy cost. Reality, the burden, existential burden of reality is heavy. Okay, so heavy that you will break multiple times. But if you stick to the path that I'm giving to you, you won't break forever. You'll break and then rebuild, become stronger. The thing that balances this breaking and damage, okay, from these two first initial um, values, principles, is the principle of love. Okay, to have this commitment that you will never do something on purpose, which is going to hurt someone else. Uh, you're not going to hurt yourself on purpose. You're going to try and be a positive force in the world. You're going to try and be kind. You're going to try and make things better for people, for yourself. You're going to move in this direction and you're going to have faith. Okay, you're going to have faith. I'm not going to tell you specifically what religion to follow or even to follow any religion. I'm gonna tell you, okay, that God is real, number one. And then number two, you must have faith. This is fundamental. Okay. And when I say God, I don't mean like a man in the sky who's human like that. God is God is infinity, infinity beyond description. This is God. Infinity beyond all human understanding. The first cause, which is uncaused. This is God. You must have faith. Okay, have faith in the good that most people are good. Have faith in this. Have faith that the world in general is good. Have faith in this. Evil is extremely rare. Have faith in this. You yourself have the potential to do good. Yeah? When you turn yourself to that direction, you can be a force for good in the world. You can make the world better than it is currently for people. You can help people. The true path towards success is the virtuous path, the good path. It doesn't matter how much money you have, how much fame you have. If you're not aligned, okay, with virtue, goodness, the ethical life, then it's only a matter of time before you crumble. You're destroyed, okay, by one thing or another thing, if not by yourself. You must have faith. Have faith in God, have faith in goodness, have faith in yourself, have faith in humanity, have faith, and follow the principle of love, of intention, having the intention of positivity and goodness towards other people. When you live this way, with this positive intention, you draw to yourself positivity. Okay? Both evil people and good people suffer, both of them. But only the good people get a break from their suffering. This is the difference fundamentally. Why be good if you're going to suffer anyway? Life's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. Excuse me. Excuse me. If life's still going to be hard, why be good? Why not just be evil and follow say the world sucks, whatever, I'm just going to do what I have to do to make myself a better life. Like people say, yeah, the evil people who live an evil life, normally this is their justification. Oh, if I don't do it, someone else will do it. I'm going to do what I have to get ahead. No one cares about me. All these, yeah, justifications that they make so they can follow their greed or, you know, pointless passions, yeah, drinking themselves to death or getting more and more money that they don't even feel content with. Whereas if you live the good path, okay, the good path, you still will suffer, yes. You're gonna go through pain, hardship, yes. But the difference is you will have breaks in between. You will have a lot of goodness as well. You will be able to experience love, friendship, trust, happiness. You will be able to experience gratitude. You'll be able to experience wholesome family life. You'll be able to experience people giving you real love and connection. You'll be able to have moments of joy. Whereas if you live the evil life, you will not experience any of that. Okay, love gets replaced with lust, which is empty, and as soon as you achieve it, it disappears and you want it again. Uh, Friendship and trust gets replaced with snake behavior. How can I get something over on this guy? And paranoia. Everyone's out to get me, just like I'm out to get someone else. Um, um, Family life gets replaced with a string of short-term relationships. None of them care about you. You damage them in some way, or they damage you in some way. Happiness gets replaced with drug addiction or chemical addiction, alcohol, drugs, short-term things to boost your dopamine, and then you feel nothing eventually. You become in a state of like emptiness eventually. So the evil person punishes themselves fundamentally. Okay, which is why they're so angry all the time and why they want to take it out on people. It's like the more they do, the more they want to do, yeah, essentially to other people. Now, the only final thing which I'm going to leave you with, okay, beyond truth, courage, love, and faith, the final thing, okay, which I'll leave you with, and this will be a practical sort of thing that you can do, a direction that you can take. You must make yourself useful. Okay, you must make yourself useful. Ask yourself, how can I be useful to society, to the world, to my family, to my parents? How can I be useful? You must become productive. The difference between a boy and a man is a man has things to do, responsibilities that he has to take care of, duties to complete, like a soldier with a mission. You understand? You must have a goal, a direction, a set of checklists that you're completing, something you're working towards, something you're doing to make life better for yourself, for the people around you, for your family, for the world. You must do something with your time. Otherwise, time will find something to do with you. They say, excuse me, either you pick something to do for yourself or the devil will come and give you something to do. Understand? So you must ask yourself, and this is especially important if you find that you're lonely or sad or depressed, so on. Ask yourself, how can I be useful to society? How can I make myself useful to society? What talents do I have? What skills do I have? What experience do I have? What interests do I have? What can I do with my time that will actually help people in some way, that will actually make the world better in some way? Remember, we started out in the jungle, in the savannah. We started out in the wild, in the forest. And now we have cities, global cities. You have Wi-Fi, you have a phone which gives you the knowledge of the entire world in the palm of your hand. How? People asked, how can I make things better? And it's like consecutive generations, one after another. They work together to make things better. And now you have the modern world. Understand? Do not waste your potential with doing nothing. Do not waste your potential with doing pointless things. This is how you become a man. Huh? Now, my caveat with this one, okay, my caveat with this one is, especially for all of you since you're young, I'm hoping that this message will reach my students and also my future students who are, under 18, 17, 16, 15, whatever. My young students, basically, 20, whatever. My caveat for you would be, at the same time, when you're doing all these things, as your teacher, as your mentor, do still take time, okay, to enjoy your youth. Okay, so do these things, but don't do them all at once. Okay, because childhood and youth is a very precious gift, and innocence is also a very precious gift. And when you lose it, when it's gone, pretty much. Okay, so follow my advice, but do it slowly. Give yourself still time to play games with your friends, have fun, be stupid, and enjoy yourself. Okay, don't pick up any bad habits. Don't drink, don't smoke, don't gamble, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs, don't excuse me, don't get involved in hookup culture, so on, so on. Don't become materialistic. But at the same time, have fun. Okay, enjoy yourself. Don't take yourself too seriously because you're not a man yet. You're a man in training. Okay, so for me myself, my childhood basically ended when I don't know, I don't really know if I had a childhood, I'll be honest with you. The amount of things that I've seen in my life, it's difficult. When I was 11 or something like that, maybe 11, 10. When I was 10 or 11, one of my relatives got stabbed, and that was normally. I didn't even. I went to school the next day like normally. Um, so my childhood ended quite young. Yet my innocence was gone quite early, maybe by age 14 maximum, something like that. So, um, so that being said, don't rush into everything that I'm telling you. Take your time with it. Enjoy your childhood, enjoy your young adulthood, but take on these qualities that I'm telling you and embrace them and come to embody them slowly. And eventually you'll become a great man. Yeah, you'll become the great man that you want to be. And then make sure once you become successful that You become generous. That's another great quality that you need to embrace, generosity. You become generous with your knowledge, your skills, your resources. In that also you turn around and you advise the next generation of boys on how to take the path. Okay. Anyway, this is my contribution to society. So anyway, God bless you all, and okay, take care.